covered by Grant.
Boy, Bokenfour had him dead to rights on that one. His first shot of the game goes past Grant, but finds the very bottom of the near post. That was very close. It was basically on the inside of the post, but bounced right directly out. RPI unfortunate there not to go up 1 minute of the first period. We're only 1:58 into this one, and I think we've got about our 5th draw already. But back and forth the first 2 minutes.
Face off to the right of Charles Grant in net for the Dartmouth Big Green. Clean win by the Engineers back to the D. LaBeouf cross ice. Leonard near side. LaBeouf shot. Grant makes a save. Gets a whistle. Now Zaleski into the middle. LaBeouf. Blue line. Higgs on the near side. Gets the red line. Puck into the Dartmouth zone. Haggerty behind the net. Tries to pull it out front. Sends it off the side of the net. Loose out front. Shot. Save Grant. A rebound shot from Higgs and saved by Grant. Zaleski with the first one. Higgs with the second. Near side. Haggerty shot. Glove down by Grant.
The Engineers swarming. I think Mike Zaleski a little upset with himself there. He didn't bury that puck. He had a rebound bounce right to him to the left of Charles Grant, who was not in a good position to get over to stop the shot. But hesitated just long enough for Grant to get a piece of it, keep it out of the net. That saves the game for the time being for Dartmouth. They are trailing 1-0 with 13:03 left in the first period.
Zaleski on the face-off against Bly. Spelled exactly the way as Captain Bly had his name spelled. Blue line on the far side. Sherhorn blocks Leonard's shot. Leonard keeps it at the point to the half boards, but deflects and goes to Dartmouth. On the near side, Bly kicks it ahead to himself, crosses the blue line. His shot goes off LaBeouf's stick into the netting, and there'll be a face-off in the RPI zone.
Some good opportunities for the Engineers here after that goal by Haggerty. That's what you like to see. You can't just sit back on your laurels once you take the lead. You got to keep plugging for more. So the key now here for the Engineers is not just to defend the lead, but they're going to be looking to extend it here relatively quickly.
Bly against Rogic. Bly sends a puck into the corner. Bradley gets there first. Far side. Loose out front. Dartmouth can't take a shot. Now shot saved by Diebold as RPI couldn't get a stick on it. Another shot comes in from the slot, and that was from the stick of Shearhorn. Was sent aside by Diebold. Engineers still sloppy on D. They'll try a breakout here. It's Nordy and Rogic. Rogic with the puck, left side, towards the net. Doesn't make it there. Somebody's skate got in the way. Puck's in the far corner. Engineers can't keep it in. It's cleared out. Dolan waits. RPI touches up. Dolan starts heading down ice, and Miller didn't touch up.
Not much so sure about that one. I feel like Miller was right along that blue line waiting for Dolan. I'm not sure what Dolan was doing. He was kind of trying to fake out the Dartmouth defense, which was changing basically right next to him. Then decides he's going to take the puck in anyway, and it's whistled for offsides. Miller was pretty much along the blue line, so I'm not quite sure where that call came from.
Maybe it wasn't Miller. Maybe we missed something. In the end, RPI wins the face-off and drives the puck in once more. Big Green stop it behind the net. Referee's crease. Dartmouth sends it down ice. Not enough for icing. It gets waved off. Bokenfour in the corner gets there. Far side. Schrader turns at the point. Schrader, neutral zone, turns it right over to Beamish, and Dartmouth tries to head down ice, and he'll turn it right over to McGowan. McGowan looking to feed Schrader heading towards the net, but that was a bit in front of him, and Grant covers.
Schrader going after that goal, that puck with a little bit extra steam on it. He scored the first goal of the season for him last week at Brown. Got it on an empty netter, but sometimes even just bending the twine in that fashion helps you break out of your funk. So we'll see if we can get some offense out of Zach Schrader here this evening.
1-0 RPI leads, 11:45 to go here, period number 1. La Liberté against Neely. Etiquette lessons on the face-off. Here we go. Back to Bubella. His shot hits a stick. Neely has it, face-off circle. Dartmouth just gets it out of the zone. Engineers counterattack. Neal, as they quickly turned around in the neutral zone, Neal brought it in along the blue line near side. Bubella in the corner. Face-off circle. Shot saved by Grant. Goes off his pad right to the corner. And Bubella gets there first. Backhander looking for Neal. He can't get there. Dartmouth to the neutral zone. Up in the air. Glove down by Leonard. He's at his own blue line. Far side. Backhands the puck into the Dartmouth zone. Goes into the near corner. Taken by Bolt. He sends it off the glass to the neutral zone. Stopped by Bradley. Turns it right over to Neely. Here goes Dartmouth. And no way offside. McNally, what were you thinking?
Shots on goal here in the first 9 minutes or so of the first period are 9-2 in favor of the Engineers. Seems pretty accurate, although it's not quite that lopsided possession-wise. The Engineers basically just doing what they need to do in order to be successful. They're shooting first and asking rebounds later, I suppose. It's one way to do it. It kind of already feels like they've got more shots than they did in the Yale game.
At this rate, they will by the time the period ends.
Yes, exactly.
The Engineers win the face-off. Can't keep it in the zone. Dartmouth turns it over in the neutral zone. Grant stops it behind the net. Everybody settles down. Big Green. They'll head up the right wing side. Nickerson, neutral zone. O'Brien loses the puck underneath him. Gets hit by Haggerty. Engineers feed it back to Bradley, who loses it along the half boards. Puck goes into the corner. Now behind the net. As Bradley kept it away from Dempsey. The Engineers use the glass to clear. O'Brien back on D. Pinkston on the far side. To the blue line. Dartmouth is back in. Dempsey, far side, takes a shot. D-Bolt makes that save. Puck goes to the far corner. Now behind the net. Dempsey chasing after it. Kind of got held up, but there won't be a call on that. RPI. Zaleski backhander to Higgs. Crosses the blue line. Loses it. Zaleski comes in, takes the puck. Engineers behind the net. Haggerty doesn't have anything to work with. Zaleski now takes outside net. Turnaround shot, save. Now backhander scores! The face-off circle!
That's just a lucky kind of bounce there for Ryan Haggerty as he notches his second goal of the night on a backhanded shot from the face-off circle. This kind of came to him with nobody around. There's one thing I can say about the Dartmouth defense so far here this evening is that they've been leaving players wide open pretty much throughout this first 10 minutes of play. And in that situation, it's just an instance where the puck bounces to Haggerty, who had no one near him, and just turned his stick around, shoveled it into the back of the net. RPI with a 2-0 lead.
If you watch the replay, the D collapsed, so all five were around the net. Too much space for RPI. 2-0 Engineers lead. Grant has to play the puck, sent in from the neutral zone. Engineers looking to take a 1-0 lead in terms of games with a win tonight. Far side, RPI's Miller fights a good battle to keep the puck in the zone. Behind the net, Engineers out front. Sticked away from the slot. Goes to the far boards. Leonard now takes the puck into the corner. Around to the near ice side. Almost looks like an RPI power play at the moment. Schrader in the corner. Schrader gets tripped up. I think RPI wanted a call on that. Won't be. Out to Miller. His shot deflects. Doesn't make it in on that. Leonard has it. Feeds it back to LaBeouf. He takes a shot. Deflects off the skate to the face-off circle. Miller now has it. He takes a shot. Grant makes the save, and he'll cover for the whistle.
Well, officially, I'm not sure if this is going to stay this way, but as of right now, it's unassisted. Ryan Haggerty, his 26th goal of the season, comes at 10:01 at even strength. He has both goals in this game. RPI has a 2-0 lead with 9:07 left in the first period.
It went off a rebound off the goaltender. It wasn't played by Dartmouth, at least in the best of my recollection.
That's what I thought, too.
Dartmouth wins the face-off in their zone. Down 2 goals here at the Fieldhouse. Not playing particularly well are the Big Green. Engineers steal the puck, neutral zone, into the Dartmouth zone. Not for long. Backhanded out by the Big Green. A race for the puck. Bradley has to get to it before the red line. No icing. Puck's in the far corner of the RPI zone. Dolan gets tied up along the boards by Neely. Can't turn to get it out. Bradley's back there along with Opperman from Dartmouth. Opperman now down to his knees. The puck gets away from him, and the Engineers are out. Tenorti in front of the Dartmouth bench. Brings the puck in. Back hitter in the middle. Rodzik shot saved by Grant. Grant's lucky because Fulton was right outside waiting for a rebound.
And just another example right there. The Engineers with space to work with. In that case, it's because of the counterattack that they were on. A nice pass to Rodzik in the slot. If Grant hadn't kept that one close in, tight to him, Fulton was going to be right there to put that one home. Can't stress this enough. Dartmouth has got to get their defense clamped down. It's harder on those fast breaks, but they've really got to give RPI less space to operate with in their own zone.
Bly against Zaleski to the right of Grant. Dartmouth wins and gets it out of the zone. Neutral zone. Shearhorn. Shot. Save. D-ball off his right shoulder. Glove down by Bokenfour and around to the near side. Engineers are out. Higgs at the blue line. Lost it. Taken by the Big Green. Off the board. Shearhorn, to the red line. Dartmouth dumps it in. Kirk sent it into the near corner. Girardi's there for RPI, and the Engineers get it to Haggerty on the far side. He with 2 goals tonight. Red line, blue line for Haggerty. Leaves it back to Zaleski. Shot. Grant makes a glove save.
And even that situation right there, Zaleski grabbing the drop pass from Haggerty. Had a lot of room to work with. He got to choose his spot. Grant just happened to have his glove right there to make that save, but if you're Charles Grant, you are begging for something in front of you.
Face off to the left of Grant. Won by Dartmouth. Hartley. Round to the near side. Mosey. Neutral zone. Dartmouth having trouble moving through. Beamish, I don't know how he was on sides on that play, but the Engineers are able to get it out along the half boards past Bolt at the point. 7.5 to go here in the first. 2-0 RPI leads. Dartmouth slot to the near side. There's a tip off Mosey. Off the glass and out by the Engineers. Dartmouth stops it again in the neutral zone. Nice pass to himself by Hartley. Now he takes the puck in the corner. Backhander towards the net, and Diebold. RPI gets a quick whistle there, but we've got a penalty coming up against RPI, I believe, a hold.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding call. That's actually why the whistle blew, is because Diebold touched the puck. Yeah. Didn't have control of it, but he certainly grabbed it. It's a holding call. Let's see who it's on. See a couple of... It's always difficult to see who the Engineers have the penalty on, if considering that their bench is also right next to the penalty box. It's going to be a call against
LeBuff.
Guy LeBuff. So LeBuff, certainly no stranger to the penalty box. He will take 2 minutes with 7:12 left. Engineers going on the penalty kill for the first time this evening. The Dartmouth power play for the year is at 16.5%. The RPI penalty kill 82.7%.
We have a delay while we've got this time to talk to you. You might be wondering, if you're listening, it seems kind of quiet at the Houston Fieldhouse. Not a good crowd here for today's playoff game.
Seems to be pretty common, too, when it comes to the playoffs. Just, the students are heading out on break, but even the so-called townie side of the play.
Engineers win the face-off as Dartmouth is on the power play. Engineers up 2-0. They'll get the puck out of the zone. Grant makes the save. Comes up, hits him in the helmet. And Dartmouth will wind this up. Neely sends the puck into the far corner of the RPI zone and cleared out by the Engineers. Higgs almost tried to go down ice with it. He got caught in the snow in front of the RPI bench, and he couldn't bring the puck with him. Glove down by Grant as it got sent back in. The first 35 seconds of the Dartmouth power play, nothing for the Big Green. Sakura, blue line, red line, on net. Diebold covers that and gets a whistle.
Well, that's not going to get it done if you're Dartmouth. Giving the Engineers the opportunity to freeze the puck just gives them the chance to reset and get ready to kill the rest of this penalty. This has been all RPI on this man advantage.
McNally on the face-off against McGowan. No, McNally gets booted out. Neely against McGowan, to the right of Diebold. Let's go with an RPI win. Leonard off the boards, not out. Shearhorn keeps it into blue line. Now it's sent out of the zone by McGowan. A race for the puck. McGowan takes a shot, saved by Grant. Sakura was coming back to play D on that, but he didn't have a good angle, so Grant had to field the shot all on his own. Engineers intercepting the neutral zone and dump it back in. Dartmouth's power play really not going right now. 50 seconds left on it as the puck returns to the Engineer side of the ice. Not for long, across the red line, and it's out again. Hartley has it for Dartmouth. Blue line, red line, drives it in. Puck comes near side. Higgs goes into the corner along with Mosey. It's underneath Higgs. Everybody's trying to dig this one out. Still underneath Higgs. Now it gets away from Higgs. It's underneath Karate and behind the net. Over to the far side. O'Brien for Brown. Into the corner. Beamish. He gets hit by Karate. Puck back behind the net. Mosey into the middle and taken by the Engineers. Neal's out of the zone. 10 seconds left in the Dartmouth power play. One of the least productive power plays I've ever seen. And the Big Green will not get back down ice before it expires. Dartmouth on the far side. Beamish into the zone. Into the middle, face-off circle. Beamish gets it behind the net. No shot by Dartmouth. Back out to the blue line. Lovejoy winds up, shot. Goes off a stick. Face-off circle. Diebold dives out and gloves it.
Well, Kurt, I don't think that was one of the worst ones you've ever seen. And Dartmouth at least possessed the puck a couple of times down in the RPI zone. That's certainly better than some of the ones we've seen over the years.
Well, they didn't do anything with it.
They didn't do anything. That's also fairly common sometimes. But You are absolutely correct. It was a very dominating performance by the Engineers on that penalty kill. A good job of pulling off that holding penalty to give a buff. 5 minutes even left in the first period. Engineers with a 2-0 lead. And they are 100% on special teams thus far.
Nickerson against Rogic. Nope, Rogic's out now. How about Nickerson Tenorti? Taggart, the linesman, is giving heated instructions, drops the puck, goes towards the net, and Diebold lets his D take it. Dolan behind the net. Waiting. Goes out front. Rogic slips and falls. Dolan crosses the blue line, red line. Dolan across the blue line. Face-off circle shot saved by Grant. And we'll get a face-off on the RPI side of the ice, on the Dartmouth side of the ice, pardon me.
Now, it's not really one of Bo Dolan's strong points to move the puck through the neutral zone into the attacking zone around a guy and take a shot. But that's pretty much what just happened. And Dartmouth really needs to kind of do some soul-searching here and figure out what they want to do defensively to stop RPI, because the Engineers basically have carte blanche down in the Dartmouth zone, and that's going to be trouble before long.
The Liberté against Neely. Wow. Kind of a Dartmouth win, really, because they cleared the puck out. Tough to call. 50-50 on that one. Engineers dump it in. Dartmouth near side. Can't get it out along the half boards. Give a second chance at it now, and it's out of the zone. Nearly up ahead, crosses the blue line, loses the puck, poke checked away along the near ice boards. Opperman brings it into the corner. Did he get hit? Crowd's reacting. There won't be any penalties here as nobody's got an arm up. Puck's still in the RPI zone. Big Green. Nearly has a face-off circle. Nearly fans on the shot, gets the puck back. I don't know how that happened. Nearly falls down on the far side. He's just having a rough time of it in the RPI zone as RPI's out. Haggerty along the blue line. Haggerty turns, feeds it back. Rubella shot, misses the net. Had he found that corner, it was in because Grantwood had moved out and was not ready to go for a high shot. After the puck goes off the glass, cleared by Dartmouth. It's getting physical out there as you can hear the crowd as it is reacting to some of the play. Engineers to the neutral zone, cross the blue line, out of the zone. O'Brien and Miller are fighting each other while the puck disappears from view from both of them. McGowan takes it and sends the puck back behind the Dartmouth net. Skied it back there. Big Green on the far side. Down ice, through everybody. O'Brien alone against Diebold. Shot saved by Diebold. Dartmouth got an opportunity on a deflection, and it just went to O'Brien on the right wing side, but he can't poke it past Diebold. Dartmouth's into the zone again. O'Brien goes into the boards. Big hit. Won't be anything on that. McGowan at the blue line. Takes the puck down ice. McGowan, left wing side, into the zone. McGowan towards the net, goes behind the net. He lost the puck to the far faceoff circle. Kept in there by Miller. Behind the net, Big Green. Far side, Shearhorn. Backhands it out of the zone. Dumped in by RPI. They have to touch up. 2:50 to go, period number one. 2-0, RPI leads. Neutral zone, red line. Hartley sends the puck in. Gloved by Diebold, and he finally gets a whistle.
Well, it's pretty much indicative of the way things are going defensively for Dartmouth, and Mark McGowan was able to just take the puck down ice and walk directly in on Charles Grant. He had 3 defenders that were in the zone that could have done something, and the whole time McGowan was coming in, I was just waiting for one of them to move towards him and cut off his lane, but he was able to walk right in and get a shot on goal. RPI up 18-6 in shots.
Face off in the RPI zone, won by the Engineers. Neutral zone, Haggerty, right wing boards, into the corners. Zaleski to redeflect. With the deflection, doesn't go on net. Puck along near ice boards. Dartmouth. Beamish. Around the boards, far side. Sakura can't get there in time. Zaleski behind the net. Zaleski getting some space. Brings the puck to the near ice side. Zaleski turns. It was poked away from him briefly. Got it back again. Now the puck behind the net. Higgs tries to get it to Haggerty, but it hits a Big Green player. Penalty coming up. I'm thinking this is against RPI, a hit from behind. It will be against the Engineers. Grant is skating off ice right now. Dartmouth with possession. 6 skaters out there for Dartmouth. 1:50 to go here in the first. 2-0 Engineers. Dartmouth on the delayed penalty. They're waiting to get all their changes complete as Lovejoy had the puck behind the net. Now they've got a fresh group of skaters out there. Shearhorn in the neutral zone. Blue line, up ahead to the RPI blue line. Near side for Neely. Cross-ice pass. Oh, almost made the connection to Simpson. It was a little too far in front of him. Simpson gets hit along the boards. The Engineers, can they poke the puck to stop play? Not yet. Back to the point. Lovejoy has it for Dartmouth. He gets leveled along the boards. And finally, RPI touches up in the neutral zone. and there'll be a penalty, at least one called.
Yeah, the first penalty is going to be on Zaleski. There's a number of things it could have been. It looked like it might have been a hit from behind. They're showing the replay now. It looks like, well, I guess they're going to call it a hit from behind. He went down awful easy, but that's what I saw from the get anyway. They're going to call it cross-checking. I suppose that's legitimate as well. No other penalty forthcoming, so with 1:20 left in the first period, the Engineers back to the penalty kill. They're 1 for 1 so far this evening, which renders Dartmouth's power play 0 for 1, and it was a rather bad 0 for 1 that first time out.
Dartmouth wins the face-off. They'll keep possession. Puck bouncing around. Fan on the shot. Secura just kept it in briefly in the neutral zone, or probably in the RPI zone, but it got cleared out. Dartmouth touches up. Puck's in. Near half boards. RPI gets their first can cleared out. McNally has it along the boards. At the point, McNally to the face-off circle. Dartmouth, no room near side. They'll send it far side. Looking for Neely. Neely gets the face-off circle. Fans on another shot into the slot. And now what's up? Penalty. RPI's got another penalty. It'll be a 5-on-3 for Dartmouth.
Hooking call is the penalty being assessed to the Engineers. They have 51.8 seconds to kill here. A 5-on-3. That happens to be the time left in the first period. It's going to be Mark McGowan going off for hooking. So a little bit of a benefit for the Engineers. They have a long time, 1:32 of 5-on-3 to kill off, but fortunately that gets broken up by the first intermission should they be able to keep the puck out of the cage this last 51.8 seconds. So a big point here for Dartmouth. They can cut the lead in half at the end of the period.
Face-off goes behind the net. 2-0 Engineers lead, trying to kill a 5-on-3. RPI drives the puck down ice. 40 seconds left here in the first period. Dartmouth. Neely crosses the blue line. Neely to Secura. Secura feeds it across ice for Shearhorn. Shearhorn's at center point. Shearhorn waits. Face-off circle. Back to Secura. Secura, Shearhorn shot, and it hit off somebody and it goes off the glass. 20 seconds left in the period. Dartmouth down low. Across, and it was an attempt to get to Opperman on the near side, but RPI got in the way of that. Didn't clear. Secura, 10 seconds to go. Face-off circle, shot, goes off the side of the net. Puck goes to the far side. Neely to Secura. Secura waits, shoots, and goes over the net with 2 seconds to go. Puck in the near corner, and that's it. RPI tries to kill off the rest of this 5-on-3 in period number 2. 20 minutes are done here in Troy. RPI leads 2-0.
The Engineers have 40 seconds left on that two-man disadvantage to start the second period. Those will be some harrowing seconds, especially with that fresh ice that Dartmouth will have to work with down in the, I suppose that's the eastern end of the Houston Fieldhouse as they return to the ice. It's going to be a big point going forward because the Engineers have a 2-0 lead, and really there was basically an onslaught. And Kurt, you mentioned about halfway through that period that RPI was on pace to outshoot themselves from the last time they were out against the Yale Bulldogs, and with 18 shots in the first period, 2 of which were buried. They, I believe, tied their output from last Saturday against the defending national champions. So RPI showing a little more on offense, but only up 2-0. Certainly far from being over in this game. The Engineers of late have had a malaise, to be sure, in the second period. They have a challenge awaiting them once the intermission ends with 40 seconds left of a 5-on-3 penalty kill to be done. So we'll have to see how the Engineers do with that when we come back. We'll have our first intermission shortly. Your score after one period is RPI 2, Dartmouth 0. You're listening to live coverage of Engineers hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. the RPI Engineers and the Dartmouth Big Green here from Houston Fieldhouse on the campus of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in Troy, New York. Your score after one period of play is RPI 2 and Dartmouth nothing here in Game 1 of the ECAC first round. My name is Tom Reel. I'm joined by Kurt Stutt. You're listening to all of this on your home Frontier Soccer 91.5 FM WRPI Troy. Before we get started with the second period of play, I'd like to be sure to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. Just a reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up WRPI's broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so long as WRPI is broadcasting. We'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that's WRPI.org. WRPI Sports, seeking current RPI students to make live calls of RPI athletic events such as this one. There are opportunities this season to get on the air for baseball. For more information or to express interest, contact us at WRPI-sports@rpi.edu.
The teams have switched sides. It'll be RPI going left to right, Dartmouth right to left across your radio dial in period number 2. Dartmouth on a 5-on-3 for the next 40 seconds. Engineers win the face-off to start period number 2. Engineers lead 2-0. Sakura will start it up ice for the Big Green. Near side, Shearhorn crosses the blue line, dumps the puck in. 5-on-3 for another 25 seconds. Puck's in the corner. Engineers can't win it out. Goes back to the Sakura at the blue line. Shearhorn, he moves to center point. Shearhorn face-off circle. Dartmouth, Opperman, back to Shearhorn. Sakura in the middle. Near face-off circle. Dartmouth back to Sakura. Back to Shearhorn, who loses it. Sakura races over to the near side, keeps it in for Dartmouth. 5 seconds left. Sakura takes a shot, save. D-ball cleared out by the Engineers. 5-on-4 now. First power play killed. First penalty at least killed. Dartmouth still on the power play for another 20 seconds. Sakura, near side, Pinkston. Gets to the red line, drives the puck in. Far side. Dartmouth gets there. No, yes. Dartmouth has it along the boards. O'Brien in the corner, trying to get free. Back to the blue line. Shot, saved by D-Ball. He holds on. 3 seconds to go on the power play.
Well, with that 5-on-3 advantage, I was just kept waiting for Dartmouth to take a shot on goal. I think RPI was just content to let Dartmouth keep passing the puck around, because if that was all they were going to do, they certainly weren't going to come close to scoring a goal. They never really got another opportunity to shoot on that 5-on-3 because RPI cleared the puck down the ice. Now they're 3 seconds away from killing off both of these penalties.
Face-off, won by Dartmouth. Blue line shot, and it hit off somebody's stick and hits the glass. I thought that was headed towards the net. It doesn't go. 5-on-5. McGowan gets the puck off the glass as it made it all the way to the neutral zone. He came off the bench on the far side. Nope, he came out of the box. He was in for the hooking call. Puck on the far side, kept in by the Engineers as it comes near side to the point. Volkenfor kept it in. Behind the net, Zaleski, he gets hit. His feet out front, goes directly to O'Brien, and Dartmouth, neutral zone. Engineers, I thought Karate had it. I thought it went off somebody on the bench, but they're not going to call it, and I don't have a good view of that. So back and forth, neutral zone, now into the RPI zone. Dartmouth needed to dump in to get a change underway. Engineers out of the zone. Zaleski swung at the puck, couldn't get it at the blue line as he didn't see it till the last moment. Dartmouth into the zone. D-Bold has the puck go through him, basically off to the side of the net. Engineers cross-ice pass in their zone and get it out. Dartmouth stops neutral zone. Intercepted by Brubella. Neutral zone. Up ahead for Higgs. Higgs dumps it in, and he needed to go off for a change. He was the last person out for his line. Big Green. Blue line, red line. Hartley crosses the blue line. Hartley, backhander, goes down. Engineers take the puck. Somebody wanted a penalty, didn't get it. Brubella into the Dartmouth zone. Doesn't get a shot off. Bolt towards the net. Lou scores! It went off Grant. Engineers scored. 3-0.
Brubella took a weird shot angle as he faded off to the left of Charles Grant on the near side. Got the puck kind of in that vicinity, and it just ended up sitting right there just outside the crease. Jacob LaLiberte was crashing the net at that time. Ended up finding it on his stick. Just kind of poked it home. 17:31 left in the second period. RPI has a 3-0 lead, but I think this one might be getting looked at. At least Bob Gaudette would like them to look at it. He was over there conferring with the referees. Now the referee's talking to Seth Apper. This may be a precursor to a review.
The overhead shot, it looks like the puck is hit on the overhead shot before it comes in frame.
It could be a case, however, if LaLiberte didn't get his stick on it and accidentally kicked it in instead, that would not count. It would probably would be a very distinct kicking motion since he was moving towards the net at the time.
But I don't think the overhead shows it. I think the connection with Liberté and the puck occurred before it goes in frame. I think that's what, if anything, helps RPI in this case. If it was kicked, it may not be visible on the overhead.
My first thought when he was coming towards the net was that he might have kicked it. I wasn't entirely certain that he got a stick on it. It would have been from the backhand had he gotten a stick on it. See if this one is going to count. If it does, RPI takes a 3-0 lead.
RPI leads 3-0 or 2-0 here at the Houston Fieldhouse with 2:29 to go, or pardon me, 2:29 gone by in the second. It is a goal. It's a 3-0 RPI lead.
And you'll be able to chalk that one up to La Liberté. The primary assist is going to have to go to Milos Bubela. There might be another one on that one. We'll have to wait and see. They have not added an assist to Haggerty's second goal. But it is going to be La Liberté with this one. His 7th of the season is from Milos Bubela and Matt Neal. Time of the goal, 2:29 of the second period at even strength, giving RPI a 3-0 lead.
Adding on to the overwhelming RPI faceoff stats, they pick up a win after the center ice draw. Red line and drive the puck in. Hangs up on the boards, comes down in the corner. Dartmouth, they need to get their act together on defense as they are having trouble getting this out of the zone. Down 3-0, it's time if you're a big Green fan to see the team pull this together, and they're not looking so good at the moment. Kirk sends it in as he gets the red line, dumps the puck into the RPI zone. That's the first shot on goal for RPI this period was that goal. Shot from Dartmouth on the far side, off Diebold back behind the net. Engineers with possession as Dartmouth is finishing a change. Schrader in front of his bench, heads down, sends the puck off the glass to the far ice corner. The Engineers have it. Behind the net, kicked into the near corner. McGowan lost it. Puck goes to the far side. Bradley comes in from the point. Bradley has the puck underneath the corner. Now it goes back to the point for Schrader, who retreated to replace Bradley. Schrader tried to send it towards the net, deflects a couple of times, and Dartmouth gets it out. Sherhorn along the blue line, able to get it out of the zone. Schrader gets it back again in front of his bench and backhands the puck into the Dartmouth zone. 3-0 RPI leads here, about 4 gone by in period number 2. Puck sent down ice. In the near corner of the RPI zone. Underneath Karate. Dartmouth can't move it to the half boards. Engineers behind the net. Bolton eases it along, goes to the far side. Rogic is there. He gets hit along the boards. Rogic still has it underneath him to the face-off circle. Karate over to the near ice side. To Norty. Blue line, red line, blue line. To Norty, sends the puck into the zone. Karate. Along the near boards, into the middle. Face-off circle. Turned over to Dartmouth and the big green head out. Hartley near side, winds up, shot, goes off Diebold into the netting.
Well, with 15:26 left in the second period, the Engineers holding a 3-0 lead, and RPI has looked pretty good out there. There are some things that they can be doing better. Really, the story of this game so far is that we're waiting to see the Dartmouth team that was unbeaten in 6 of their last 8 games coming into this one. They really have not looked sharp at all, not offensively, not defensively, and certainly not on special teams, because they've been pretty much dominated by special teams.
Kirk shot from the point. Dartmouth won the face-off. Deflects, far corner. LaBeouf to the half boards for Zaleski. Zaleski just gets enough and gets the puck out of the zone. In again by Dartmouth. Leonard, D to D, LaBeouf. Down ice, and Higgs was offsides on that play.
Yeah, you can't receive the puck while you're standing in the zone. That's pretty much what happened. He was stride offside when he received that one coming to him. So, since the pass came from down in the RPI zone, that'll bring the faceoff back down into the RPI zone to the left of Scott Diebold.
Secura against Zaleski, left of Diebold. 15:06 to go, second period. 3-0 Engineers. 2 in the first, 1 in the second for RPI. Dartmouth wins the draw from the point. I'm not sure if that was a shot or a pass. Doesn't make it on there. Puck in the near corner. Big Green. Pinkston at the point. Far side. Dartmouth off the boards, looking to get it out front, and it goes to the Engineers, and Zaleski knocks it out. Dartmouth at their own blue line. Bad play. Haggerty stopped Pinkston's pass. I'm not sure what he was thinking in that circumstance. And the puck goes behind the Dartmouth net. Zaleski's still on this one. He's not giving up on this play. Gets it back behind the net. Now he's got some room and takes so much time to get to the puck that he loses that room. Higgs to La Liberté on the far side, behind the net. Intercepted by Sakura. Sakura can't clear it out. Dolan takes a shot. That drive goes over the net all the way down ice. That can't be icing. RPI sent it down. The Big Green take this opportunity to switch up. RPI clears. Hartley, neutral zone. Backhander to Brubella. Bad turnover. Brubella to Liberté. A Liberté drop pass to nobody in the slot. Dartmouth counterattacks. Bly crosses the blue line. His shot. D-ball gets a piece of that. Comes to the near ice side. Kept in by Hartley at the point. Behind the net. Dartmouth. Big Green had it in the corner. Behind the net. Lost it to the Engineers. Brubella on the far side. Leaves it behind the net for Dolan. Dolan and Brubella. Brubella, far board. Brubella gets away from a man, but then turns it right over to Dempsey. Dempsey fed it up to Opperman, but he loosed it to the Engineers. This is just turnover city right now. La Liberté crosses the blue line. Neal on the near side. La Liberté, face-off circle. La Liberté waits. Now goes into the corner. Never took a shot. To Neal in the face-off circle. Neal doesn't turn around to take a shot. Neal, cross ice. Leonard on the near side. Leonard in the middle for Neal. Tipped and into the crowd as it is.
Well, when RPI's got the puck down in the Dartmouth zone, there's always at least two guys open to do something with the puck. RPI's having an easy time passing the puck in the attacking zone. Dartmouth really is giving the Engineers all kinds of space to work with. That's been to their detriment thus far in this game. That's a major reason why they're losing 3-0. That and the fact that they really haven't been winning faceoffs either.
This is WRPI Troy with Engineer Hockey from the Houston Fieldhouse. Kurt Stutz, Tom Reel on the call for you. 3-0 RPI leads, 13 to go in the second. And Dartmouth just won that faceoff, but they can't do anything with the puck in the neutral zone. Dartmouth, left wing side, nope, no way out. Try it on the right side. Now they'll get out of their zone. Kirk brings it across the blue line. Face-off circle. Can't backhand it out front. Loose in front now, off the back of the net, in the slot, and sticked away by the Engineers. Miller takes it in the corner. Miller behind the net. Far side, Leonard. Schrader, blue line. Schrader gets the red line. Now the other blue line. Schrader avoids a hit at the boards, goes into the corner, loses the puck. Out to the point. Dolan can't keep it in. It's kicked out. Opperman. Nope, it wasn't kicked out. It was handed out, and that'll be a hand pass against Dartmouth.
Well, that was an awful long hand pass by the time it ended up getting called. That went all the way down through the neutral zone. Dartmouth didn't pick it up until they were right near the RPI blue line. But if you're the first one to touch it after the hand pass from your own team, that's going to get called. So face-off comes all the way back down the ice. Into the left of Charles Grant. 12:23 left in the second period. RPI with a 3-0 lead here in Game 1 of the ECAC first round against Dartmouth.
Zaleski against Sakura. Won by Dartmouth. Neutral zone, Beamish tried to pass to himself, and Dolan's going to get called for interference. Almost a tip out front by Morrissey, and RPI touches up. Interference against the Engineers.
Boy, you know, I don't know. I mean, seen this an awful lot from Dolan this season. Just interference calls while the puck's moving down ice. Not really on a counterattack so much as just Dartmouth gains the zone. He just holds up his man long enough as after that puck disappeared from his stick. That's going to get called every single time. It has been called pretty much every single time this season. Dolan off for interference. RPI killing their fourth penalty of the game there. 3 for 3 thus far.
Face off to the left of D-Bold. One. Simpson takes a shot. I thought he broke his stick. He didn't because he shanked the shot. Dartmouth in the corner. The half board accidentally tipped by the Big Green, and it goes to Higgs, and he's out. Higgs, Zaleski across the blue line. Zaleski loses the puck. Simpson has it behind the net. Dartmouth. Hartley. Far side. It's a little bit too far, and the puck goes to the far ice boards. Leonard gets it and sends it down ice. Zaleski going after it, so Simpson has to race back and get there. Zaleski touched it. Zaleski gets towards the puck again. I guess some fans wanted a holding call. They don't get it. Dartmouth on their fourth power play of the game. Since they have no goals, they have no power play goals, and they're into the RPI zone. Near corner, Bradley. Along the half boards. Hartley has it. Into the middle for Simpson. Simpson takes a shot. I don't think anybody expected that. And missing on the tip was Beamish out front. Behind the net, O'Brien. over to the far right side. To the middle. Simpson, now he broke his stick. Shot, score on the rebound. Beamish gets it off Diebold. So the broken stick works in Dartmouth's favor as the puck didn't come in cleanly. Goes off Diebold on the rebound, and Dartmouth picks up one.
Well, that's just unlucky for RPI right there. Usually you get a guy who breaks his stick. It's a net benefit. But I believe that was Zaleski down low trying to get in the way of that one. He ended up having it bounce off of his stick. Ended up on the stick of Beamish instead. So when you have a situation where the puck's not moving exactly as you expect it, you might have something bad happen to you, and that's exactly what happened. Beamish directly next to the net just pumps it home top shelf, and the Engineers now with a 3-1 lead.
Face-off won by the Engineers. Back to a 2-goal game. RPI behind the net. Neal out front. Liberté fans as he was all alone with the goaltender. Fanned on that. And he had it. Great chance to make it 4-1. They're announcing the goal for Beamish right now. Bubella to La Liberté. La Liberté face-off cycle backhander into the slot. Cleared out by the Dartmouth D. Dartmouth to the neutral zone. Opperman to McNally. Near side. McNally's shot goes through the slot. Through the crease. Nobody got it. Another shot from the far boards is saved by Diebold, and he holds on.
Well, hockey can certainly be a game where you get the right bounce and score a goal. I don't think there's too much you can blame the RPI defense for on that one. Scott Diebold was pretty much where he needed to be. Mike Zaleski was doing what he had to do if that shot from Simpson had come in. Dartmouth got the lucky bounce you don't usually get when you shatter your stick the way Simpson did. And they get themselves on the board here. We've got 10:26 left in the second period. Engineers still, though, with a 2-goal lead.
Rogic on the face-off against Blythe. RPI win. Haggerty near side. Fan trying to move the puck down ice. The Engineers maintain possession in the neutral zone. Tenorti crosses the blue line. Tenorti near ice boards. Backhander to Haggerty behind the net. Right out front, off a stick, and it goes to the neutral zone. Volkenfor stops it for RPI. Off an Engineer stick, stopped by Bolt at the blue line, and Dartmouth comes into the zone. 3-on-3, shot saved by Diebold as we're over halfway through this second period. RPI up 3-1.
Scoring on the Dartmouth goal, his third of the season. Engineer Jesse Beamish out of Mississauga, Ontario. Assists are to Andy Simpson, who won the broken stick up the point. Josh Hartley. Goal comes on the power play at 8:53 of the second period.
Face off to the left of Diebold. Miller against Secura. Puck goes into the far corner. Now behind the net. Back along the half-board. Shot saved by Diebold. I don't think that would have gone in. I think it would have hit the side of the net. Diebold came out to play it nonetheless. Puck on the far side. Out to the middle for Schrader. Neutral zone. McGowan. Left wing boards. Into the zone. Dumps the puck into the corner. A couple of sevens go back there. Pinkston and Schrader. Pinkston got the better of that one. Dartmouth gets the puck over to the far side. Not out. Miller turns around, takes a shot, hits Schrader with it. Schrader near side takes a shot off a couple of sticks. Engineers. McGowan tried to turn around with that one, but it never made it to Grant or the net, and Dartmouth's out. Bosi leads about for Secura. Takes a shot saved by Diebold off the glove, and he'll hang on.
Now with this 2-goal lead, the Engineers in a tight spot if Dartmouth gets another bounce going their way. 1-goal game is a lot different than a 2-goal game. So the Engineers here really going to want to try and turn momentum back in their favor as the Big Green seem to have gotten the jump that they had been lacking up until the power play goal by Beamish.
Shots are evening up 20-16 in favor of RPI. Face off into the corner. This was to the right of Diebold. To the far side. Dartmouth will keep it in at the point. Shot, deflection, and it goes off. I think it ultimately went off Leonard to the near side. Leonard gets back in the face-off circle. Up ahead for Neal. Red line. Cross ice. Near side of Liberté. Too far. Dartmouth then brings the puck back into the zone. RPI's onside. Now they're back onside as Dartmouth is having trouble geography basically where the red line is. They bring it back across. Dartmouth's back in the Big Green side of the ice. Neutral zone. Hits a couple of players. Goes towards Diebold. He'll use the stick. Move it to the far side. La Liberté. Backhander. Gets crunched after he knocks the puck down ice. Rubella has it at the blue line. Red line. Kind of lost it and turned it over. Opperman the other way. Opperman crosses the blue line. Shot goes over the glove and over the net. Near ice boards. Along the half boards. Dartmouth. get possession back just across the blue line. Opperman once more has it, sends the puck into the near corner. Dartmouth changing up some personnel. Engineers get the puck. Bubella. Neutral, no, not turn it over to Bly. Bly feeds it back. Shearhorn takes a shot, and that goes over Diebold's right shoulder and off the glass. Now RPI clears. Puck's going to miss the net, and it's icing against RPI. The ice is kind of tilting the other way now, Tom.
Yeah, it's getting that way because of sloppy play by the Engineers in their own zone and on their side of the neutral zone ice behind the red line. Just really not taking care of the puck, making some really ill-advised passes. It's a good way to get the other team back into it if they're gifting them possession like that. In that last sequence, there were at least 4 or 5 opportunities for RPI to move the puck, and they really didn't. They made poor choices, and the puck ended up on a big green stick. They were moving back the other way pretty quick. Going to have a timeout called by the Engineers, which we've seen quite a bit. Here's ice the puck right there after an extended amount of time down in the RPI zone. So with 7:53 left in the second period, the Engineers burn their timeout.
Dartmouth showing the signs of the team that was picking it up at the latter half of this year. I mean, this is not a Quinnipiac team. RPI, when they turned the puck over like that at Quinnipiac, the game was out of hand.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, you turn it over to Quinnipiac, and 1 times out of 2, they're going to make you pay for it. They're fortunate that Dartmouth doesn't have that kind of firepower, but if they turn it over to the wrong guy, they can show that.
Well, that's just it, too. We're also starting to see some of that, what I've been calling these last 2 weeks, that second period malaise. We saw it a little bit on Friday against Brown. We saw it a lot on Saturday and in the third period as well, obviously. This is a dangerous spot for the Engineers. They have to get momentum back in their direction so that 2-goal lead doesn't look as tentative as it's starting to look right now.
Sakura against Zaleski, won by the Engineers. To Higgs in the middle. 3-1, RPI leads. 7:50 to go here in the second. Engineers dump the puck in. Taken by the big green. We're finding more space now as they try to move down ice. Beamish at the point can't keep it in. Hartley dumps it in. Dartmouth has to touch up. They do. Engineers have the puck. LaBeouf, neutral zone, turns it over. Dartmouth crosses once more. Another bad decision on the far side of the ice, but RPI is going to get away with that one maybe. Zaleski gets it out of the zone. Stopped by Hartley. That's not a turnover. He was just getting it out of the zone. LaBeouf gets it out of the zone, skies it up there. Hartley turns around, swings at it, gets a piece of it, but doesn't get the puck. Haggerty along the right wing side at the half boards. Beats it behind the Dartmouth net. Bolt takes it for the big green. He waits as his team starts heading up ice. Off the boards, far side. Dartmouth in front of their bench. Lose it. Puck goes to the far boards on the far side. Now sent in, not icing. It was tipped. RPI thought they might get an icing. They won't. Dartmouth switches everybody. Engineers, neutral zone. Rodgick crosses the blue line. Rodgick can't get a shot off. Face-off circle. Sends it towards the net. And the Engineers with a tip in, and it goes near side to Nordy. But it was too far away for him to take a shot. Now Rodgick gets a shot, saved by Grant, and where's the puck? Grant's got it covered. Officials didn't know that. He does have it covered and gets the whistle.
That's what the Engineers want to be doing if they are going to get themselves back in this one, momentum-wise, is to get that puck down low, do what they were doing before, and shoot the puck. We've got a hooking call coming up against Dartmouth. That should help them, to at least to some extent. They were only spent 14 seconds on the power play in this game, but it ended with a power play goal by Ryan Haggerty, hooking the call against Dartmouth freshman Kyle Nickerson. So with 6:33 left in the second period, RPI back on the power play. They are 1 for 1.
Face off to the right of Grant. Puck goes to the corner. Dartmouth gets it, but they won't get it out. Puck comes around to the near side. LaLiberté along the half boards. Kept it in. It's along the half boards. Dartmouth now gets it out of the zone, and maybe a break the other way. Neely coming down ice. Neely can't get past Haggerty, who does a good job of basically throwing himself in front of everything along with his stick and didn't give an avenue for Neely to get to the net. Blue line, red line. Drop back for Neal, near side. Haggerty along the half boards, into the middle for Zaleski. Far side, LaLiberté. LaLiberté behind the net. Around to the near ice side, Haggerty. Haggerty to LaLiberté. Down low for Neal. Neal beats it in the corner. LaLiberté. Engineers still with possession. Dartmouth giving them room, but RPI is not getting a shot off here. Neal out to Zaleski. Far side, Haggerty. His shot deflects off a stick. Near side for Neal. Minutes to go in the power play. Another shot from Haggerty. Misses, comes over to the near side. Neal feeds it back for Zaleski. Zaleski, far side, Haggerty, shot saved by Grant. Grant gets plowed from behind. He'll get up. There won't be a call on that. Dartmouth gets to the puck, and they clear it to the neutral zone. Grant had moved out of the crease and got hit from behind. Could have been a call, but there wasn't one. And the Engineers misplayed this at the blue line. Beamish, though, can't keep it away from RPI. Engineers into the zone. Bokenfour has it in the near corner. Bokenfour, as RPI is on the power play for another 30 seconds. Loses the puck. Sakura gets it. Tries to backhand it out. Stopped by Haggerty at the point. Winds up. Takes a shot. Saved by Grant.
Wait, I get the feeling like Dartmouth has not ever heard of this Ryan Haggerty fellow. He's been wide open this entire power play, and that's probably the third or fourth shot that he's had on that's gotten anywhere near the net on this man advantage. It's really kind of fortunate for Dartmouth that he hasn't gotten his hat trick here on this power play, because he's had all kinds of space and left all alone. Think of anybody on the ice, he'd probably be the one to stop.
Engineers win the faceoff. Dolan, Leonard, cross ice, McGowan, back to Dolan at center point. Leonard near faceoff circle. McGowan takes a shot, and I think that was actually stopped by Pinkston, and Dartmouth gets it, and they're able to clear, but they won't get a break out of this as they came from behind the scoreboard, and it was McGowan the first one to the puck. Near side to Nordy. His pass deflects, and Dartmouth is back to full strength, five-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. Puck goes to the far side. Mosey trying to kick it ahead. It's in front of the Dartmouth bench. Nickerson goes down. We got some little roughhousing going on. They'll blow the whistle and stop play.
Well, it's a good power play showing for the Engineers, although early on that man advantage, we saw one of the gambles that you take when you throw five forwards out there on the power play, as RPI has been wanting to do late here in the season. Having five guys to cycle the puck that are efficient at scoring. Really, RPI's top five goal scorers out there. You lose control of the puck and having it go the other way, you can find yourselves in a bad defensive position, and Dartmouth almost got a breakout.
4:15 to go here in the second. 3-1 RPI leads as it's another Engineer face-off win, but they can't cross. Is Dartmouth just icing it here? Nope, that's not an ice. They'll wave that off. But behind the RPI net, waiting there. Dartmouth's got it. Big Green looking to go near side, hits off an Engineer, and RPI is out. Higgs, Rogic, gets to the blue line. And now we've got a penalty coming up against Dartmouth. RPI goes back on the power play.
There's going to be an interference call. I'm not real certain about this one, as Johnny Rogic got himself tangled up with Brandon Kirk. And it's going to be Kirk who gets the penalty. Both of them kind of collided with each other. Just so happened that I think Kirk was the one that had his back to the puck. So interference to call. I think it's a little weak, but RPI going back on the power play almost right after getting off one. They looked pretty good on that second power play. They're 1 for 2 on the man advantage. And the Engineers rolling with five forwards once again on their top power play line.
3:49 to go in the second. 3-1 Engineers. Dartmouth wins the face-off to the far side, and a backhander sends a puck out of the zone. Stopped by Diebold. Takura on the pressure. They'll start to back up as the Engineers wind it up. Gillespie blue line. Red line feeds it back to Neal, who I don't think was expecting that. Near side, Haggerty takes a shot, misses the net. Off the glass and pass to Liberté at the point. A race for the puck, and Sakura prevents it from going down ice. Sakura trying to feed it into the middle as he had Beamish there, but couldn't get possession. Dartmouth switches the PK unit. Engineers cross the blue line. The Liberté drives it in. 1:15 to go on the RPI power play. Puck loose towards the middle and not out. Neal stops it, and shot blocked by Dartmouth. That was a good recovery by the Big Green to block Neal's shot. Loose in the slot, taken by Dartmouth and cleared down ice. 2:50 to go in the period, about a minute to go in RPI's power play. 3-1, Engineers lead here in the second. RPI, Leonard, blue line, red line, poked away from Leonard. Engineers are in the zone. Tenorti let the puck go across, and RPI's offside.
Dartmouth was able to kill about 10 seconds of that power play off just by kind of holding the puck in their own zone. They benefited from the fact that RPI had five forwards out there and were a lot more hesitant to pinch in, stop them from being able to clear out along the boards.
Center ice face-off, won by the Engineers. Leonard, Bokenfour, Tenorti, face-off circle. Tenorti waits, takes a shot, saved by Grant, loose in the slot and out of the zone. Leonard jumped up trying to glove that one down, but couldn't keep it in.
Already waited just a little bit too long to pull the trigger on.
30 seconds to go on the power play for RPI. McGowan on the far side. Puck's in the corner. Bokenfour backhands it. Too far pass to Nordy near side. Dolan has to come in. Gets a stick on it. Takes the puck into the corner. He gets hit by Hartley. Puck behind the net. Dartmouth. Nordy almost stopped him going out. Now at the blue line. Kept in by Leonard. Leonard now loses it and is cleared down ice by Dartmouth right before the power play expires, so it's not icing. Back to 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. 1:45 to go, period number 2. RPI leads 3-1. Rogic leaves it back for Bradley. Off the boards, tipped ahead. Miller can't control it. Taken by Rogic. Backhander to nobody. Deflects to Bradley. His shot is saved by Grant. Puck goes into the far corner. Schrader turns. Gets the puck to Miller. Miller can't turn around and take a shot. Dartmouth touches it. That somehow wipes out a hand pass. I'm not sure how, but it's possible. I didn't know everybody who touched the puck. Big Green with some space. Down ice. Hits off Bradley's stick, so there's no icing as the puck goes into the RPI zone. Bradley to LaBeouf on the near side. Schrader at the half boards. Blue line. Schrader loses the puck in front of the RPI bench. Intercepted by LaBeouf as Dartmouth dumped it the other way. 1 minute to go here in the second. 3-1, Engineers lead. To the blue line, but misplayed. Beamish was looking to go off for a change. Thought he could tip it to somebody. It didn't work. Engineers dump the puck into the far corner of the Dartmouth zone. Gillespie's the only person there. Dartmouth gets it out. Red line, blue line. Big Green towards the net. Off D-Bolt comes to the near side. Engineers neutral zone. Haggerty. Red line, dishes it off to Zaleski on the near side. Zaleski into the middle, looking for Higgs, intercepted by Dartmouth. McNally crosses the blue line. McNally waiting. Neely comes in. Neely sends it across ice. The look was for Opperman, but it was tipped away by the Engineers, and it goes into the crowd.
Kind of a lucky bounce, too, because if it didn't bounce away, Big Green had a couple of guys down there that looked like they could be in position to move the puck pretty well. So with 21.6 seconds left, to settle down instead, get a face-off to the right of Scott Diebold. It's been one area in which the Engineers have been dominant in this game. Face-off.
Puck's drop, goes into the corner. 15 seconds left in the period. Engineers possess. Backhander off the boards, neutral zone. Dartmouth, can they send it down ice? Nope, Engineers have it. Neal, red line, blue line, 8 seconds to go. And where did the puck go? It went to Grant. I missed that. I thought it had gone up and over him. Grant puts it on the ice. Puck goes into the corner, and that's it. Shot from LaBeouf at the blue line would not have counted. 3-1, RPI leads after 2.
Wouldn't have counted, but nice kick save by Grant nonetheless. 3-1 is your score after 2 periods. Would have to say that overall that was a period I would say was won by Dartmouth, especially after the first 5 minutes or so of that period were over. Went down 3-1, or I should say it went down 3-0, 2:29 into the period off of a goal by Jacob LaLiberté. But after that, they settled down a little bit. They got a good bounce on their power play to get themselves on the board. Your RPI might be time to settle down the horses a little bit, focus on making the right pass at the right time to the right person, especially when you're down in your own zone. You have to be able to move the puck out instead of kind of throwing the puck around and ending up with the puck on the opponent's stick. Saw that a little bit too much in the last 10 minutes for sure. I'd say over the last 15 minutes was a little sloppy for the Engineers. So up 2 goals heading into the final scheduled 20 minutes of play here at Houston Fieldhouse. That's the task before RPI is to get out of here with the victory. They've certainly got the advantage heading into the third. We'll be back with the second intermission from Houston Fieldhouse. Your score after 2 periods of play is RPI 3, Dartmouth 1. Listen to live coverage of Engineers Hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
Three, two, one, ECAC, Jenny Montgomery Scott, Westrum, Absco Fence, Yankee Trails, Red Brook Pizza, Tri-City Rentals, Carrabba's, Army, Troy Cabinet Makers, Ben and Jerry's, Warren W. Bain, William J. Keller and Sons Construction, and Tri-City Valley Dance Hall, proud sponsors of RPI Hockey.
Hi, I'm Coach Seth Hafford, and I'm playing for Jones. Remind you to stay safe on nights this winter. But if you are in a car accident, call us. For consultation, for advice, with hometown attorneys, we'll get it on.
Sodexo, Subway, the Hilton Garden Inn, the Recovery Sports Grill, E. Stewart Jones Law Firm, Hockey Giant, Hampton Inn and Suites, RPI Bookstore, Rensselaer Honda, Chipotle, Domino's Pizza, the United Group, Reinhart's Third Construction, Saratoga Eagle Sales and Service, and National Grid, all proud sponsors of RPI Hockey. In other ECAC playoff action tonight, all after 2 periods, Clarkson 2, Princeton 1, Yale 300-0, and St. Lawrence 2, Brown 1.
And we welcome you back inside the Houston Fieldhouse on the campus of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in Troy, New York. We get set to bring you the third period of action between the 7th-ranked RPI Engineers and the 10th-ranked Dartmouth Big Green. Both of those rankings in ECAC hockey play for the ECAC hockey playoffs. We are here in the first round, game 1 of the first round. The Engineers have a 3-1 lead after 2 periods. My name is Tom Reel. I'm joined by Kurt Stutt. You can listen to all of this on your home Frontiers Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Before we get started with the third period, we'd like to give a couple of shout-outs here. You may be used to them by now. We'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. Just a reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org, and you can pick up WRPI's broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As long as WRPI is broadcasting, we will provide the broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that is WRPI.org. WRPI Sports is seeking current RPI students to make live calls of RPI athletic events such as this one. There are opportunities this season to get on the air for Engineers Baseball. For more information or to express interest, contact us at WRPI-sports@rpi.edu.
Teams have switched sides. It'll be Dartmouth left to right, RPI right to left across your radio dial in period number 3. That's Dartmouth skating towards what was formerly Section 1, and RPI skating towards what was formerly the fans' stage. The stage is gone. Section 1 is gone. Bob Gaudette and his staff just making it onto the bench right now.
Action going on in what used to be Section 1. Actually,
there's people up there.
People up there today. Not always the case.
We got everything squared away out there. Looks like it. 20 minutes are up on the big board. 3-1, RPI leads.
Shots are 26-17 in favor of the Engineers heading into the game.
RPI wins the face-off. They don't dominate as much in that or shots anymore. LaBeouf, neutral zone. Zaleski kind of towards the net. Don't know if they're going to count that as a shot. Grant leaves it for his D. Off the glass. Out of the zone. Stopped by LaBeouf, neutral zone. Dumped in. Grant lets his D take it. Pinkston. Off the glass. Higgs gloves it down, but he went out of the zone to get it. And Higgs sends it in. That's on net. And Grant makes the save. If there are 2 shots this period, not very exciting shots as we're 30 seconds into the third. Engineers up 3-1. Dartmouth. Opperman. Red line. Dumps the puck in. D-Bold gets a stick on it. Slows it for Dolan. Behind the net. To the far side. Engineers get it out. Miller, neutral zone. Red line. Near side for McGowan. McGowan, face-off circle. His shot is gloved by Grant. And he waits for Miller to show up and gets the whistle.
Well, that's what RPI needs to do, which is pretty much what they were doing in the first period. Come into the zone quickly, take a shot, be ready to hit that rebound. Shot from McGowan came in, and Miller was there trying to get the rebound, but Charles Grant's able to snag that into this big glove.
Miller against Secura. Won by Dartmouth. Bolts tried to get it out. No, now into the slot. Dartmouth can't move it across the blue line. Schrader has it. Face-off circle, far side. Schrader's shot. Off Grant and in! It goes in! 4-1 RPI.
Boy, that was a strange one. I thought for sure that Schrader was going to be passing it off to his left, where I believe Mark Miller was kind of skating in, but it was a weird developing play because RPI intercepted it in this zone and kind of had a mini 2-on-1 develop, except for that Miller got spun around. Schrader might have seen that, decided to take the shot. It went off of Grant and just kind of bounced over his shoulder and in. That's a second goal in 3 games for Zach Schrader, his second of the season. RPI's up 4-1.
Did it go over his shoulder or under his shoulder?
One of those ways. Kind of floated into the net, whichever way it went.
Still tough for me to tell from the replay. Not figuring that one out. Engineers up 4-1 here. Early, period number 3 at the Fieldhouse. Neal, red line, blue line. Bubella near side. His shot. Grant makes that save and holds on for the whistle as Dartmouth tries to get themselves reorganized.
Well, I mentioned it earlier that Zach Schrader finally dented the twine back against Brown with an empty netter. Sometimes that's all it takes, as I mentioned. Schrader was the one that intercepted the pass in the RPI zone. He took it in. That's definitely going to be an unassisted goal for Schrader, his second of the season.
Engineers trying to whack it in off the side of the net. Bubella was there. Shot from the blue line. I'm not sure Grant saw all that one. He got enough of it to get it out and away from the net. Dartmouth clears. Engineers. Bubella crosses the blue line. Far side. Looking for Neal out front. It got loose in the body of Pinkston. Big Green able to take advantage of that and get the puck out of trouble. Dartmouth down by 3 here to the Engineers. And RPI's LaBeouf falls down on his own. Nobody touched him. Didn't get the puck, but RPI doesn't suffer any damage after that. Bolton in the neutral zone. Makes a move. Gets it to Tenorti, who takes a shot. I think that hit off Grant and goes to the far side. Grant had to fight that one off the shoulder. Dartmouth. Get it out of the zone, but that should be icing against Dartmouth. It is, and RPI's come out strong. Dartmouth has come out sloppy.
The official tally is at 1:06, 66 seconds into the third period, giving RPI a 4-1 lead. Even strength goal by Zach Schrader, his second of the season, unassisted. That leaves us where we are right now. RPI coming out of the gate quickly.
Bradley, after RPI wins the face-off at the blue line, off the boards, into the corner. Engineers, Rodgick, back to Bradley near point. Deflection, nope. Tenorti tried to deflect it, but couldn't make contact. Behind the net. Tenorti. Brings the puck near side into the corner. Norty. Still underneath him. Loses it to Bolt. Dartmouth. Bolt behind the net. Off the boards near side. O'Brien in front of the RPI bench. Tries to kick it up ahead and taken by the Engineers. Norty gets it. At the blue line, gets hit by McNally. Puck sent into the middle. Dartmouth just poking it away. Not taking any bodies right now. And the Big Green are out. Hartley over to the far side. Cheerhorn takes a shot, and it goes over the glove of Diebold and out into the neutral zone. Lovejoy stops it. Lovejoy to Opperman. Back to Kirk behind the net for Dartmouth. 16.5 to go here in the third. 4-1, RPI leads. Dartmouth sends this puck down ice, and we're going to get icing? Nope, we won't. Still not sure how that rule works. Engineers. Higgs. Near side to far side. Can't get out. Goes to the near side. Karate. Neutral zone. Zaleski gets a hit from Lovejoy as he sends the puck in. Kirk gets it. Loses it to Zaleski, and then it's turned over to Neely. Neely, red line, blue line, 3-on-2. Neely back for Opperman. Face-off circle. Back down low for Neely. Backhander over the net and into the netting. I didn't think Diebold got any of that. Scuffle going on behind the net. Did he get a piece of that?
I feel like he didn't. Neely really just skied that puck when it would have been easier for him to put it on net. Not sure if the referees feel the same way. It looks like they do. We're skating towards center ice for face-off.
Yeah. He just sent that over Diebold.
And he was just down there next to him, too. It would have been a lot easier to potentially get a decent scoring opportunity out of it. He just skied that one into the stands.
It's tough to miss it that badly.
Yeah.
Neutral ice face-off. Dartmouth wins. 15:50 to go, third period. 4-1 Engineers. Driven in right off Mosey. That doesn't allow Dartmouth any opportunity to possess. Leonard behind the net. LaBeouf near side. McGowan, did he get a tip on it? Doesn't matter. Wrong side of the red line. And nope, they're going to say Dartmouth actually had a tip on it, so it's not icing. I don't know. Engineers have it in the Dartmouth zone as the Big Green can't clear. Schrader back to LaBeouf at the point, and that goes into the crowd. You know, this reminds me of the Clarkson series about 2 years ago. I lost track of what icing was in that series.
Well, sometimes it's hard to get a good handle on it. I thought the RPI, the Dartmouth icing was waved off because Diebold was the one who touched it behind the net, but really it still could have been called icing at that point anyway, since two guys were racing down to those dots. It's icing when they call it icing, even if it's not icing. That's what I've come up with.
Face off to the right of Grant. 15:19 to go in the third. 4-1 Engineers. Back to Bradley at the point. Bradley takes a shot. Grant gloves that. He'll get another face off.
It was actually a semi-dangerous shot, I thought. Bradley had a decent lane to shoot through while there were Dartmouth and RPI players moving in front of Grant, but the puck didn't deviate at all, and Grant ended up with the puck exactly where he thought it would be.
Face off. Engineers keep it in at the blue line. Neal in the slot. Can't get it past Hartley. Puck goes to the far ice boards. Dartmouth along the boards now to the near side. O'Brien, red line, blue line. O'Brien into the middle. Engineers tip it away and out of the zone. Nickerson falls down trying to get the puck. Engineers, Bubella with the Liberté going towards net. Bubella can't get a pass off. Takes a man down. That's going to be a penalty against RPI as Bubella was just working over. Who was that? That was Hartley he worked over. Engineers touching the neutral zone. Dartmouth with a power play.
And it is going to be a penalty to Milos Bubella, a hooking call. Sends RPI back to the box. I believe that they are on their fifth penalty kill of the game. Is that right? Yes. The Dartmouth Big Green 1 for 4 on the power play. Their only goal so far, and this one came on the power play. Scored by Jesse Beamish off of a strange bounce from a broken stick. See if Big Green can pot one here. They're certainly in desperate need of it.
So it's Bubella in the box for hooking. There were issues with the face-off. Didn't happen.
Now he slashed Matt Neal's stick, so he got kicked out of it.
Neely against Neal, and Dartmouth brings the puck into the corner. Opperman sends it back out to the point. Sakura, Cheerhorn, Neely. Sakura takes a shot, and I think it went off the glove of Diebold to the near side. Puck's in the corner. Dartmouth around the boards to the far side. Neely gets there first. Neely can't send it to the point. Tries to go behind the net. Nothing there. Leonard had it. Couldn't clear it out. Now LaBeouf has it. Dartmouth, one player short of stick. That was McNally as RPI clears the length of the ice. Minute and a half to go in this Dartmouth power play. 4-1 RPI leads with 14 to go in the third. Neely, neutral zone. Secura dumps it in. Engineers, Bradley gets there. Backhander goes to the broken stick. Now Schrader takes it and sends it down ice. Grant comes way out of the net to keep it away from McGowan. And on the far side, Dartmouth just able to clear as Schrader was in the way. Now the puck gets dumped into the Dartmouth bench by Bradley, so the faceoff goes to the RPI zone.
61 seconds remaining on the penalty to Milos Bubela. We have 13:38 left in the third period. RPI with a 4-1 edge. Should they be able to kill this penalty off? They're sitting in a pretty good spot. Try and wrap up game one.
Higgs against Beamish to the right of Diebold. Crowd getting restless. Face-off's been taking a while here. Puck back out to the point. Shot and deflects in the slot. Misses the net. Hartley racing in the face-off circle. Couldn't get there. Another shot misses. And it goes to the far right side. Simpson back at the blue line. Over to the far side for Mosey. Back to Simpson. Takes another shot that hits off his own man. And hit off O'Brien and goes to the near corner. Dartmouth still in possession on the power play. Another shot. I don't know where that one went. That didn't make the net hit somebody out front. Simpson to the far side. Dartmouth can't center this one. Dolan ties up his man, and Higgs on the far side gets it and clears it down ice. 20 seconds to go on the Dartmouth power play. A little under 13 to go here in the third. 4-1 RPI. Hartley on the far side drives it in. Near side McGowan, first person there in the corner, gets a stick on it. Now it's underneath him in the corner. Back to the half boards. Dartmouth, Simpson, 5 seconds to go on the power play. Simpson takes a shot, and it went off his own guy on front trying to provide the screen. Power play's over. 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. 4-1 Engineers, 12.5 to go in the third. Engineers clear. Simpson stops the puck neutral zone. Skies it into the other corner of the RPI zone. He was in front of the RPI bench, needs a change. Everybody for Dartmouth is switching up. Engineers killing off 4 of the 5 power plays tonight and have the 4-1 lead. RPI drives it in. Grant blows it up. Near side. Dartmouth. Bly, red line, far side. Shot, save, Diebold holds on. Bly was rushing the net.
This may sound counterintuitive since Dartmouth got their only goal of the game on the power play, but I actually thought they had probably their best power play of the game right there, and they didn't score on it. Not to say that it was tremendous since RPI did clear the puck a number of times, but the Big Green looked a lot better cycling the puck. They got probably 3 or 4 decent scoring opportunities on that power play. So despite the lack of goal, I thought they really looked a lot better on the man-to-man.
Dartmouth wins the face-off in the zone. Shot from the point is saved by Diebold.
They're still kind of feeling some of that momentum, too, as they had the puck, got the momentum. Sorry, they got the possession of the puck down in the RPI zone. And now we've got another face-off coming down in the RPI zone. Face-off seems to be taking forever.
It's a long night for face-offs. Neely against Miller. Dartmouth wins it. Shot from the point. Another save by Diebold, and we'll get another face-off to his right.
Oh, that's pretty much the mirror image of what just happened. Dartmouth wins the face-off, goes back to the point. Shot comes in on Diebold. He makes a save and holds on to it.
RPI will take that all night long at this point.
Slow kill, though. It kind of burns the clock down 7 seconds at a time.
Yes, it is a slow kill.
Your RPI right now, you just want to that clock down as fast as possible. Get out of here. One victory, which would mean the world in the ECAC playoff series. Gives them momentum heading into game 2.
Neely against Bubela. Puck in the face-off circle. Shot, save. Diebold loose this time. Goes to the face-off circle again. Bubela is there for RPI. Has some space and the puck. Doesn't clear it out. Turns it over to Dartmouth. Big Green. Shot. We got a penalty coming up against RPI on that whole mess. Norty touches up. Dartmouth on the power play.
And if we're seeing Dartmouth do one thing better here late in the game, it's win face-offs. That face-off victory produced another shot on goal and kept the puck down in the RPI zone and ultimately drew that penalty for the Engineers. We'll see who's going off. It's going to be Milos Bubela once again. He heads into the penalty box for the second consecutive outing, I should say. Second consecutive time. You can see immediately what it was. It's going to be a holding call.
Puck dropped as RPI is killing their 6th power play tonight. We're trying to kill the 6th power play for Dartmouth, the 6th penalty kill for RPI. Faceoff went all the way to the Dartmouth side of the ice. Neely in the neutral zone, dumps it into the far corner. Engineers up by 3 here in the third. Big Green turned over to Zaleski, and he's out. Zaleski red line, Zaleski blue line with Higgs. Zaleski, and he's going to draw a penalty. Dartmouth is going into the box. Probably a hook here.
Yep, it's a hooking call coming up. That's one way to kill off penalties. Draw another one. You do it down on the other side of the ice. Makes it even easier. Hooking call coming up against Dartmouth's Brandon McNally. Another key personnel off for the Big Green. The junior out of Saugus, Massachusetts will cool his heels for 2 minutes. We'll see a minute 33 of 4-on-4 coming up, barring additional infractions.
Faceoff goes right on net, saved by Grant. Skating foreside at the fieldhouse for another minute 25. Dartmouth, big drive off Diebold and into the netting as it came from the far side in Pinkston.
So that ends the Dartmouth power play. The Engineers now 5-4-6 on the penalty kill this evening. So penalty kill has been a strength for RPI down the stretch. They've certainly needed it. Draw up many penalties. Been an asset for them.
Sakura against Neal to the right of Diebold. RPI win. Leonard behind the net. Leonard near side. Blue line. Neal back to LaBeouf. Neutral zone. Dishes it off to Leonard. Towards the net. Was not on net, but they might credit a goal anyway. They don't have as good a view down in the press box. Grant moved that aside with the pad, and it's to the neutral zone. Beamish moves it up ahead. Had trouble following this up. Sakura now takes it along the half boards. Loses it to the Engineers. It bounces around, and now Beamish comes in and has the puck again. Beamish fed it back towards the point. Thought Sakura would be there. He was not. Haggerty brings it in across the blue line to Neal. Neal can't get a shot off. Dartmouth has it. Up ice. Bradley gets in the way of Beamish, but it's fed back, and Dartmouth still has it. Into the far corner. Simpson. Into the middle. Off Neal's skate right to Schrader. 20 seconds to an RPI power play, a brief power play for RPI. Schrader's into the Dartmouth zone. Schrader tries to make a move, goes down in the slot as he lost the puck. Now O'Brien, with 10 seconds to go in 4-on-4, brings the puck into the RPI zone. O'Brien into the corner, gets hit. O'Brien still with the puck on his stick. Dartmouth, along the half boards, into the middle, and stick back to the face-off circle by Neely. And RPI is on the power play, a brief power play, only 20 seconds left in it. 9:30 to go here in the third. 4-1 RPI leads. Zaleski into the zone to Higgs. To Schrader. Schrader in the slot, looking for Zaleski. Maybe one pass too many, it got tipped away. Zaleski now takes it for RPI. In the corner, kind of loses his balance and then loses the puck. Big Green. Kirk, neutral zone. Can't get across the red line, basically loses after he crosses. Penalty coming up against Dartmouth, dumped in by RPI, hits the linesman as RPI's returned to full strength, and Dartmouth touches it, and the Big Green are going into the box again with 9:01 to go in the third.
Well, when you're down 3, penalties are not the best course of action to get yourself back into the game, and that's the second straight penalty that Dartmouth has taken. This one is going to go against Brandon Kirk. Second infraction of the game. It's a roughing call. So 9:01 left in the third period, and the Engineers on a 3-goal lead. Also head right back to the power play. If nothing else, this should at least be an opportunity for the Engineers to fill 2 minutes off the clock without having to worry too much about the Dartmouth offense. But you never know. When a team's down by this much, they might take chances shorthanded.
Face-off to the right of Grant. Goes into the corner. Tenorti went down roughly in the corner. Won't be a penalty on that. Dartmouth sends the puck down ice. So Kirk in for the rough. RPI on power play number 5. 6 for Dartmouth today, 5 for RPI. Both teams have scored on the man advantage. Leonard gets the red line, sends the puck in. Far side, Bolt tries to make a move. Nice move, gets the puck, and Dartmouth with some help near the point gets it out. Volkenfor almost sends one of the Dartmouth Big Green into the Dartmouth bench before he wished to. Big Green hold the puck, send it down into the RPI zone, deflected off of somebody along the far side. Near side Higgs in the neutral zone loses it. Sakura races in, gets to the puck. Beamish now crosses the blue line. His shot off at deflection goes into the netting.
Part of RPI's strategy on the power play here late, mentioning throughout this game that RPI's first power play unit hasn't been for much of the late part of the season. Had basically the Engineers' top 5 forwards on it, but now here with 8:03 left, they've reverted back to the usual 3 forwards, 2 defensemen. They're just not taking any chances shorthanded. Or I should say with Dartmouth's attack shorthanded.
1:03 to go in the power play for RPI. 4-1 they lead in the third. 8:03 to go in this period. Again, a very long face-off. Engineers win it. Bradley, Zaleski. Under a minute to go in the power play. Red line, blue line. Zaleski, left wing side. Makes a move, loses the puck. Dartmouth can't clear. Zaleski has to go off him to the far half boards. Underneath Zaleski. Now moved out of the zone by Dartmouth. Engineers have to retreat. They've touched up. Haggerty at the red line. Back to LaBeouf as the Engineers are headed in the opposite direction. Now they'll switch. Hughes, and Bradley crosses the blue line. Goes right to Bolt, but Bolt can't clear. Zaleski has it at the point. Pass Bolt to Higgs in the corner. 20 seconds left on the power play. Higgs falls down. Crowd wanted to call. They won't get one. Back to the blue line. The Buff gloves it, but it slips out of the zone. Back to the RPI zone. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Blue line, red line, Bradley. Sends it in. Power play is about to expire. Dartmouth sends it down ice. They still can, and now we're 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. Under 7 to go in the third. 4-1, RPI leads. Trader, left wing side. Across the blue line, dished it off, and Neely clears it out. Back to the RPI blue line. Engineers with possession. Karardi, neutral zone. Simpson tips it away from Miller. Puck goes to the far side. Pinkston sends it into the RPI zone. Dartmouth needs goals. They need them now. Behind the net. Engineers to the far side. Schrader can't get it out. Kept it along the boards, but then Pinkston trying to send it down low. Hits off an Engineer and it goes out. Back to the RPI zone. Engineers send the puck down ice. That should be icing against RPI. It is.
Well, that man advantage for the Engineers kind of played out the way I expected it. RPI was not very aggressive with the advantage, and Dartmouth seemed willing to push the play, and they know they've got very little time left, and they've got a big hole to climb out of. Even less time now with 6:18 remaining in the third period. Big Green trail RPI 4-1.
Kura against Miller. One by Dartmouth. Shot goes off Rogic and covered by Diebold.
We've seen that a couple of times here. Scotty Diebold's not willing to let the puck move anywhere around near him without him at least trying to freeze it. He seems confident enough in his guys, but really as this game has worn on, Dartmouth has become a lot better in the faceoffs. Become a little bit more of a tricky play to make.
Miller against Akira, one by Dartmouth. No shot. Back to Lovejoy, blue line. He sends it wide of the net. Puck goes to the far side. 5-a-side here. Dartmouth still has their goaltender in there. Engineers clear along far boards. Lovejoy stops at the red line. Dartmouth's touched up. Lovejoy off the glass into the zone. Far board shot goes behind the net, kind of rippled the back of the net, but that doesn't count for a goal. Neutral zone after it went around the boards. Lovejoy stops it, cross-ice pass, and Dartmouth sends it in. Centering pass was shanked, but it goes back to Mosi in the corner. Underneath the Engineers to the half boards, Neal has it. 5:35 to go here in the third. 4-1 RPI. Volkenfor on the far side. Eases the puck into the zone. In the far corner of the Dartmouth zone. Big Green. Can they work it out? Yep, they'll get it out. Beamish gets it across the red line, dumps it into the near corner. Dartmouth taking a change. Time running out on the Big Green. Engineers with the 3-goal lead. Into the Dartmouth zone, and Hartley trying to glove it while he went to a knee. That was not a good play, but Dartmouth does get it back again. An errant pass goes to the Engineers, and they knock it back to the Dartmouth blue line. Big Green Return the favor, get it to the RPI, blue line, and Bly brings it in. Now through the crease. Nobody home for Dartmouth. Big Green shot from the far side is saved by Diebold.
Yeah, Shearhorn, I think, is kicking himself because the puck came through the crease and it was in his immediate vicinity. I think the puck was passed to him. He was pretty much wide open and had the net. Just didn't put his stick down in time to receive that pass and ended up going into the corner anyway. It's been that kind of night for Dartmouth. They've had opportunities like that in this hockey game, but they really just have had stuff like that going on where players either not paying enough attention or it's just, they get a bad bounce. Ironic since their only goal came on a bounce that played in their favor.
Just a reminder, you're listening to WRPI Troy with Engineer Hockey from the Houston Fieldhouse. Kurt Studd and Tom Reel on the call for you here tonight. 4:50 to go in period number 3 of Game 1 of this best 2 out of 3 first-round series in the ECAC playoffs. Engineers leading this game 4-1. Have not won a home playoff series in what seems like an eternity.
10 years can be an eternity in college hockey.
A long time. So looking to get Game 1 here tonight, and if they can do that, they can skate in here tomorrow night and maybe close out this series against Dartmouth. Whichever team wins this series, second-round opponent to be determined.
The Engineers we know
cannot play Union.
They would potentially travel to either Colgate, Quinnipiac, or Cornell. But they have to win this game, and they need one more as well.
Face off to the right of Diebold as we're back to action. 4-1 Engineers lead. Get the face-off win, but Leonard's getting worked over in the corner. Finally, RPI gets it down ice. Is this icing? Yeah, it's icing. It'll go back the other way.
10 years since the Engineers last won a playoff series here at Houston Fieldhouse, but it's worth noting that they have only had a handful of opportunities. They've found themselves frequently on the road in the first round the last 10 years, but has not been easy here in the usually friendly confines of it.
Face off to the right of Diebold, goes into the corner. The buff underneath him. Backhander can't get it out. Rogic has it. He sends it to the far half boards. Norty back to LaBeouf. Near side Leonard. Engineers. Neutral zone. Fulton gloves it down. Touches it. Feeds it back for Rogic. And they're offsides.
Yeah, with 4:19 left in the third period, Engineers probably not looking to add to their tally at this point. They don't really need to. They need to play enough good defense to keep Dartmouth from getting opportunities down low. They can skate out of here with Game 1 victory.
It is like a library in here. Engineers win the neutralized face-off, dump it in. Dartmouth D. The Big Green want to win. They're going to have to push it right now. Lovejoy sends it down ice. Maybe they got a piece of it to avoid an icing. I don't know. Puck goes to the far ice side. A couple of players fall down. Engineers get enough of it, get the puck out of the zone. Under 4 to go here in the third, 4-1 Engineers. Dartmouth, neutral zone. Beamish backhands it in. Dartmouth, the dump and chase is not really working at this point for the Big Green, except right now the referee got in the way of the clearing attempt. Lovejoy has it along the half board. Shot, misses the net. To the far side, kept in by Kirk. Behind the net, near side. Taken by Leonard. Leonard gets it to the neutral zone. Lovejoy stops it. Beamish has it neutral zone. Dartmouth out of the zone. Now they're back in. Shot goes over the net. They're also missing the target a lot. Puck to the near ice point and out of the zone. Nobody helped on that one. It was just out. Now to Haggerty at the blue line. His shot is saved by Grant with 3:14 to go in the third.
Big Green taking exception to Brock Higgs coming in looking for that rebound. Snowed Grant. He's down on his knees and got a face full of spray. But that stops the clock with 3:14 left in the third period. RPI still with that 3-goal lead. They're up 4-1. And the face-off coming up to the left of Charles Grant.
Gillespie against Bly. Back to the Dartmouth D. O'Brien on the near side. Neutral zone. Bly crosses the blue line into the middle. Tip towards the net. Saved by Diebold. I don't know how he saw that. It wasn't really a shot. It just hit off somebody. At the far point, Dartmouth keeps it in. Another shot saved by Diebold off the pad. RPI can't clear. They keep hitting the Big Green shot. Diebold makes a save. Another save. Point blank. Diebold comes up huge against O'Brien to keep it a 3-goal lead, and the Engineers get it and clear it out. 2:40 to go here in the third. 4-1 RPI. Dartmouth dumped it in, but the Big Green had to touch up, and that allows RPI to take the puck, and Bokenfour sends it down ice. Looking for Grant to come out of the net. Dartmouth wants to get a goal. Plus, they've got to start moving the puck. You can't stand behind your net for too long. At this point, seconds count. Dartmouth, neutral zone, near side. McNally, and they're offsides on the play.
Like two really big saves there by Scotty Diebold. Got the adulation of the crowd at that point. He even kind of waved to them. The puck moved out of the net. That was some nice saves by Scott Diebold. They're showing it again on the big screen here at Dartmouth. Late in the third period.
Do you know where you are?
I do know where I am. But it's worth saying that that's about the same time, the last time the Engineers were here against Clarkson, that he made another couple of amazing point-blank saves. Not quite as dramatic this time, but still keeping Dartmouth out of the cage.
Kneeling, it's Miller in the neutral zone. Won by the Engineers. Bradley, Dolan, Bradley. Near side, McGowan into the Dartmouth zone. Just keeping it in the Dartmouth side prevents the goaltender from going off ice. Dartmouth kicked ahead at the blue line. Dumped into the RPI zone. Grant still in net. Dolan sends the puck behind the net. Engineers to the near side. McGowan gets to the puck and gets it out, and RPI clears it down ice. Miller took a good hit against the boards, and that's icing against RPI with 1:44 to go. Dartmouth's already used their timeout. So is RPI.
It's like Grant staying in the net. I mean, it might be a tacit capitulation by the Big Green at this point. Got 1:44 left. They need to score 3 goals and send this one to overtime.
What does it matter?
That's why I always say give it a go.
Give it a go. Take him out.
At the very least, and instill your team with the sense of not giving up. We know that's something that Seth Apper does regularly, pulling the goalie with 3 and 4 goal deficits. Dartmouth
wins the face-off, stays in the circle. Engineers now have it. Miller underneath him. Backhands it to the far side. Simpson along far ice boards. At the half boards. Stops it from going out. Schrader now has it. Doesn't get it out. Big shot by Pinkston at the blue line is knocked aside by Diebold. Engineers send it down ice again. Race to the dot, and they'll say no. McGowan in a collision with Pinkston in the corner. They'll both get up. 1:10 to go here in period number 3. Dartmouth up ahead. Neutral zone. Too far past Beamish. Rodgick has it near side. Engineers trying to take a change here. Yep, that's clean. Fulton came off the bench, played the puck. There are only 5 guys out there. 1 minute to go here in the third. Engineers up 4-1. Rodgick, blue line, near side. Fulton, red line, blue line. Fulton into the zone, towards the net, and net's knocked off its moorings. Puck doesn't go in. Play stops with 47.3 seconds left.
It is a little odd that Dartmouth isn't at least giving it a go. Back in the day in the ECAC, you used to have these series where you play 2 games regardless of how many, regardless of who won the games. It was 2 games total goals. Maybe in that situation you would leave your goaltender in, but
yeah, I still say you pull them. You lose. I mean, it's not like goal differential is any kind of tiebreaker here. Face off to the right of Grant, won by Dartmouth. Big Green, neutral zone, and no icing as the puck goes down ice. O'Brien can't get to it in time. Engineers behind the net, turn it over to the Big Green. Far corner, centering pass, gets knocked behind the net, under 30 seconds to go. Along the far right side, Bly's in the corner. To O'Brien, who misplays the puck, turns it over to RPI. Bolton, blue line, red line. Penalty coming up against Dartmouth with 14.4 seconds to go.
This looks like a kind of a frustration penalty, and that's the kind of penalty that a player like Travis Fulton is going to draw sometimes. He just moves quickly. Had the puck move quickly through the neutral zone. Dartmouth player, looks like it's going to be Brad Shearhorn, got his stick up on Fulton. So with 14.4 seconds left, this one's in the can already. The Engineers are going to get out of here with a victory. And they will finish this one up on the power play.
6 power play for RPI. That evens out the number of power plays Dartmouth has had. Face off to the right of Grant. Puck's dropped. Higgs has it in the near corner. Back to Karate at the point. Far side, Bokenfour. Zaleski in the middle. RPI not wanting to take a shot at the moment. Bokenfour takes a shot. Saved by Grant. Loose, and that's it. RPI wins game 1, 4-1.
Well, They didn't look outstanding for 60 full minutes, but for the vast stretches of this game that Dartmouth played very poorly, RPI took advantage, and they are your winners here in Game 1. They take a 1-0 series lead and have the opportunity to close it out tomorrow night here at the Fieldhouse against the Big Green.
Well, these series are interesting because you play the what-if game. What if Dartmouth comes out better in the first period? If RPI doesn't score and go up 3-0, game has a different texture. What team comes out tomorrow night for Dartmouth?
That's the key. I mean, RPI needs to take the understanding going into the locker room that nothing has been won here tonight. They may have scored more goals than Dartmouth in this game. They've certainly put themselves in a better position than Dartmouth going forward, but they have to come out with a chip on their shoulder tomorrow and understand that they're going to be playing a team that has their backs against the wall. And if they don't finish them off tomorrow, they find themselves in a situation on Sunday where both teams will have their backs against the wall, and then from there, it can really be a free-for-all. The seniors on this team should remember that when they were freshmen, they had Colgate in this building, and they won Game 1. That's forgotten. That's forgotten at this point. People forget that because they lost the next 2 games. So, are they in the position they want to be right now? Yes. They got Game 1. They just need one more. Dartmouth has got to now win 2 in a row on the road in order to move on. It's where you want to be. They've got whether they beat them 7-1 or beat them in overtime. The result is the same. RPI 1, Dartmouth 0. But if they don't come out with that kind of fire tomorrow night, it can change the entire series around. They have to go in there realizing that nothing has been won yet. They've got to be able to do this again tomorrow, and I can practically guarantee you that the Big Green will look better tomorrow than they did tonight because they've got a lot more on the line tomorrow. And to be honest with you, they can't look much worse than they did today.
I think it was a bit surprising to a lot of us the way they looked tonight. I mean, obviously, we start out with the record. They're 8-17-4 coming into today's action. Was that the right? Yeah, 8-17-4 overall. Clearly not a good record. And clearly. But they were playing very well down the stretch.
Exactly. Most of those good results came late. They were very bad early in the season. RPI beat them 7-1 in October. That's part of the being very bad.
Yeah. So the team we saw early in this game, I don't think is the team we're going to see tomorrow night. And one of those strange things about these series, it's one thing if you're overwhelmingly dominating another team and you're just simply going to do that. There was enough in this game to show that Dartmouth can cause RPI trouble. And that if RPI is not on their game, Dartmouth can take control of the game and do something with it. There's certainly enough in this game to show that. And when you have a team play poorly in Game 1, there's a lot more for them to talk about and improve going into Game 2, as opposed to a team that's won the game, done things right, done things wrong. The improvement is not always as clear, although RPI did have some stretches tonight where they did not play well.
You almost always see the team that lost Game 1 play